What's up guys, Aroneous here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, we're on B-Dot's account. He's on the clan, and he's trying to figure out what he can use for champions for clan boss. So I'm going to take a look at his account, do a little bit of a coaching session here, and just kind of go over what he can or can't do to, hopefully get a 3 key on Ultra Nightmare. So let's just go right into the tavern first, and let's see what he's got going on here. So slide myself over here a bit. So he's got, right off the bat, Krisk, which is insane. An insane carry. He's got Demitha. That's also insane. So it's possible. Fully booked Demitha. Krisk, is he booked? Fully booked Krisk. He also has George, and man, I'm super jealous. I am super jealous of this account right now. Anax, not fully booked. Also very good. He has a Necrit? What? Jeez. Okay. Okay. Top champions. He's also got a Stagnite. Not booked though. Hotatsu. Not fully booked, but I love Hotatsu. Very strong champion. Who else we got? Maneater, but he's not fully booked. Oh, 4 books in the A1, 5 books in the A2. The abilities that don't matter. He just needed 2 books right here, and we would have been able to do a full unkillable team. Because you could do Maneater with maybe Demitha, or Maneater. Oh, he's got Mirag. He's also got Warcaster, but again, block damage is not booked. Nothing's booked actually on this champion. So he does need to get these champions booked, at least 2 of them, so we can do a full unkillable team. He does have Doom Priest though. Not booked as well. So we're lacking books. So Doom Priest, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, would need to be like 184 speed to cleanse. So we could consider using Doom Priest. He's also got a Cult Brawler. Very strong champion. 5-star Painkeeper. So a Cult Brawler could be an answer as well. Facing poisons. So 50% chance to place a 5% poison is not bad. But I think Anax, 30%. Decreased defense potential. Decreased accuracy poison, 75%. He's got it booked out to 90% right now. For 5% poison for 3 turns. And then a weaken, which actually would be very helpful. So I feel like Anax might be the way. And then definitely a Krisk. And then he could use something like, does he have Skull Crusher? I think he has Skull Crusher. Let's see. Where is Skull Crusher? Oh, we got some Vault Lords here. So he does have Skull Crusher, but he's not built out. Very strong champion as well. Thanks for the follow. Skull Crusher is not built. So that's a little bit challenging, right? So having Skull Crusher would be extremely helpful. You could do a slow build with Skull Crusher with, if you had Sentinel Sepulture or Sepulture Sentinel, she's actually extremely strong. And you can put Sepulture Sentinel in the lead, but I don't believe you have her either, which you do not. Yeah, Sepulture Sentinel's very strong because she has the block debuffs buff, and then she also has a special ability which helps block damage as well. And Sepulture, what's she in? She is in Knight's Rev, I believe. Oh, did you feed a Sepulture? Oh, man. Wait a minute. So she does have a passive. 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when an ally's attack occurs once per turn. Will only block damage for the target ally if multiple allies are attacked at the same time. Oh, you got rid of her early game? That stinks. Yeah, she's very strong. So the only person you could use then would be Doom Priest probably. So Doom Priest could go in. Honestly, Stag Knight's super powerful too. He's got him in 2-piece Defiant, which is minus 30 damage taken with 10% defense added on. He could be built in a slow boy team, but he doesn't have any masteries. So you definitely need to work on your masteries. That's going to be extremely important for Clan Boss. He's starting to work on masteries for Maneater. He's got masteries for Krisk, so that's good. Masteries, War Master for Arbiter. War Master for Ultimate Death Knight, because he could take the stun. I guess the biggest thing is, so he is fully... Oh, he's fully booked Ultimate Death Knight. I actually would have suggested, if you didn't book him, to not book Ultimate Death Knight first. He's actually fine without books at all. And I don't have mine booked on my main account, but I would go for other champions before UDK. And then you also have Deliana. She's a strong champion too. She does have Leech on the A1, 50% chance if you book it out 60. So if you have a Leech on the Clan Boss and you have everybody in a War Master build, then you do not need Lifesteal, because if you hit a War Master proc one time, you're going to fully heal. And it's extremely beneficial on the account. Plus she has a nice passive. Places a strengthen on all allies for 2 turns every time this champion drops below 50%. So she would have to be a little bit squishier, just slightly squishier than other champions. But she's not the best champion to utilize in Clan Boss, but she does have the Leech. I did see that you were raising a Deacon Armstrong over here. So Deacon's actually extremely powerful with the Leech as well. I would prefer Deacon over her because Deacon has the increased speed, but with him, it's harder to speed tune. So for sure, Demitha. You could definitely make like a unkillable comp with Demitha. I wonder if I could do Demitha unkillable. So if you use Demitha and Deacon, very helpful. And then you would need Seeker, but I don't think you have Seeker. So Demitha, Deacon, and Seeker would be perfect. So we would try to go for Demitha Warcaster or Demitha Maneater. Yeah, so there is a Demitha Maneater team that you can use. Okay, so you don't actually need to worry about having Seeker if you use Demitha and Maneater, but your issue is that you need to make sure you are fully booking the champions. So Maneater definitely needs to be fully booked. So if you can book Maneater, you have your unkillable team. This is all you need to do is fully book him, put his masteries on. You just need 2 more books right here. Hopefully you get lucky RNG and can land in here. And then you're good to go. You build those 2 with specific speeds, and then you bring in a couple other champions like a Geomancer, which you actually don't have. I didn't see that. But in place of Geomancer, you could use like Anax. You can use other champions as well. But this Doom Priest, if you put her to 184 speed, she'll actually cleanse the stun. So she can be helpful in getting a little bit more damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use Hell Hades Optimizer, and I'm going to try to build out your Doom Priest if you're okay with that. Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to upload to the Hell Hades website here. Make myself a little bit smaller so I can see. And we've got the optimizer up. Going to extend the page here. So with the optimizer, of course, we've got Clan Boss, and we can do find a team. So when you use Clan Boss and you're finding a team for Hell Hades Optimizer, which is fantastic, by the way, you just click right here on find a team once you're uploaded, and then boom. This is a team that you could potentially utilize. That's a full auto team, and it has many variations. So you could do a 2-key with this team right here with Demitha. So if I click on this and view the variations, it's already telling me what I need. 197 speed here, 166, 265, 258, and 328 for the speeds. However, you may not have the gear to be able to get those speeds right now. So that's going to be a little bit challenging. So that one, it may not work. So what we do is we go back, reset filter, and there's other teams as well. So you're just looking for, basically all you're looking for is a 2-key team or a 3-key team. I don't want to go for like an unkillable team right now. I would much rather prefer seeing Krisk, but I don't see Krisk in any of these teams because you just need 22.5 million per run. So if you can get that, you're good. I guess my issue is, where's the Krisk? So let's see if we can do something here. So we got boss damage, battles from anytime, void affinity. It must include Krisk. So we're going to add in Krisk. And then we're going to go apply filter. And you can see we get 22.8 million with this team right here because of Ultimate Death Knight. And then all these other teams are a lot worse, right? There's a couple, you can see how many battles there are with a couple here. Average key duration or damage is 13 million, that's good for like I think it's 4-key for 17.5, but we're looking for a 3-key, right? So of course with Krisk, it just doesn't work out because his shields aren't strong enough and his ally protection isn't strong enough, I guess. And these are really slow speeds too, which you can achieve that, no problem. But you also need to make sure you have War Master. And the thing is, you don't have War Master on a lot of these champions. So that's going to be where we fail. Getting War Master allows you to get at least about 2 million to 5 million more damage per run. So that's a huge amount of damage. So I'd say at least, like Doom Priest doesn't really hit all that hard. But with the War Master, if that procs when she's rank 6, level 60 with the War Master here, then you're going to get at least 1 to 4 million more damage, depending on how many turns she takes. But I would say typically around 1 to 2 million on average, additional damage per run. So that's not bad. And then of course, like I said, the biggest issue we have is getting War Master on people and just making sure that's done. So Demitha is really good with the War Master. Krisk is good with the War Master, so you kind of have to use him. Lysandra has War Master. So you do have some champions, like Ultimate Death Knight could be a stun target. He could take some damage. But this is minus 15% damage from AoE. Plus he's nice because he does have shields and healing as well. And then probably Arbiter would be helpful. She's kind of in random gear, 221 speed, 3600 defense is not bad. I kind of want to see what the team run would look like, or what team you're typically using. So if I go here to Ultra Nightmare, have you processed any keys today? 1 key, 21.29 million. So let me go ahead and just show you. So right now he's got 21.29 million, which is very close. So he needs, like I said, 23.5, I believe I said. So yeah, so that's very close. And he's pretty much already doing kind of what the optimizer's pulling up to, or what I had suggested or thought of. Speed, Stun Taker, which is going to be Ultimate Death Knight, Krisk, and then Frozen Banshee because of the poisons. And then of course, if everybody's in War Master, that's where you're getting a lot of your damage from, because they're not all built for damage. Like Arbiter is not built for damage, but she could do a little bit more damage. She's just not a damage dealer. But the War Master is where she's getting all of her damage. Same thing with her. War Master is where she's getting all her damage. So imagine if you could have like a Deacon where he goes twice and gets back to his ability as quickly as possible for decreased defense is very helpful. Stag Knight does a good amount of damage. So Stag Knight's very powerful. Stag Knight does have the nice set that you have on him too, with pretty decent defense. Of course, he would have to be a little bit faster, have more accuracy, but that just comes with time of you upgrading your gear. So maybe what I can try to do is... It's going to be tough because I don't really see us getting a 3-key right this moment, only because we don't have War Master. So you got quite a few champions that you could just continue to upgrade. I highly suggest building your Maneater first. So Maneater is going to be who you want to finish maxing out. Yeah, you focused on the masteries for the current ones you're using. It. That makes sense. So I would complete Maneater as quickly as possible. And once you get Maneater done, honestly, you're probably going to save more resources just by upgrading Maneater. And I don't think I want to waste your resources to try to build a team only to see it fail. So, you know, because we don't have enough War Master masteries. And then the other thing is, like, I don't want to completely regear an Arbiter and Lysandra. And then, you know, you're going to end up regearing anyways for the unkillable team when you get that in the future. Just be mindful of that. All you need to do, take care of Maneater. Once you take care of Maneater, happy to go back on your account and just re-gear your champions. You can do a full unkillable team. So I highly suggest that. And honestly, you can just save resources. So in this case, this is a great build for her, I'm sure, with good defense. 205 speed, which is nice. Like, you have a good build on your Frozen Banshee. She's very fast. You have decent gear on her. She has enough accuracy. Obviously, you could improve on this piece right here. But yeah, no, it looks pretty good. So another thing, yeah, I would suggest is definitely more crit rate, crit damage, because she can do some decent damage. Maybe that could be it too. Maybe you just need more damage. Ultimate Death Knight. So it's trying to take gear from Ultimate Death Knight mainly in Georgid. So this is kind of the site that I would use to help your account to be able to complete Clan Boss. But at the end of the day, I don't want to take the gear off of your better champions. So sometimes it just involves leveling up other gear. But like I said, this one here with like crit rate, I just don't know if you have the gear for it. This is crit rate, but no crit damage. So this is not typically a piece that I would keep. However, you don't have many crit damage pieces. So you do have one crit damage piece here, which again, there's no crit rate on it. So you kind of want to look for crit damage and crit rate on the substats, but you don't have a ton of pieces, so it's hard for you to consider getting rid of this stuff. Like 3-star gear, no matter what it is, it's not going to work for you. Like, no matter what, this piece I just would never use. This piece I would never use. It's 4-star. And you're at a point on your account where honestly, you're kind of doing away with 4-star, 3-star gear at this point. So what I would consider doing is just going straight to ranked and rarities, going through all your 4-star gear, selling it like this. This piece right here is Swift Parry, but it's not very strong. You're going to get better gear in the end. So again, I would consider selling all of that. So you're going to get more forge materials in the future. So you already have a ton of this core hammers. And all you need to do is continue to push in faction wars. So like these faction war stages where you're at 46, 44, and the faction war stages that you're done with, like high elves, this is the stage that you want to, once it opens in a week, you need to push this hard as heck. So just go for this faction crypt as much as possible. Go for the ones that you're in the high 40s and the 50s where you can farm for better forge material. And then you can go in here, you can forge better Swift Parry. You can forge a lot more Perception. Perception is going to be the best, absolute best gear that you can forge on the account. Next to Resilience, which is good because it helps you get the defense stats. But Perception, because you don't have many banners that have accuracy on them, this is what you're going to want to go for 100%. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I really appreciate everybody sticking around. Sorry I couldn't build the team for you right now. But again, I don't want to waste your resources in building something when you're so close on the verge of completing an unkillable team already. Guys, appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you on a video soon.